Welcome back to the Euro Journeyman save. In today's episode, we have our first and second leg against SK Rapid. We are still in the Europa League after progressing in the first qualifying round. We now find ourselves in the second qualifying round. We play SK Rapid of the Austrian Premier Division, which is ranked 17th in Europe. If we compare that to our league, it's 22nd in Europe, so maybe not as big of a gap as we think, but they are historically quite a decent side and potentially could be the end of our road here in the Europa League. But in terms of transfers, since the last episode, or just, obviously things since the last episode, not much really happened. We played one league game, we won it. We are still kind of dragging behind in the Premier Division. We've definitely got a bit of a job at our hands to get back within the title race. But I suppose with a game in hand, that would only be 3 points. I can't get my words out today. That would only be 3 points. So maybe not as bad of a job as I think. Nothing's really happened in terms of transfers since you last left. Unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think we've signed or sold anyone. No, it's just the same as you'd expect it. However, we have been able to register the new players that we signed in the last episode. So we got new players in. We have had a bid for Ronnie Moncur. Again, we've had a bid for a few players actually. So Moncur's had a 400k bid from Livingston, which we've accepted. He is going to play today. James Scanlon's £1.3 million release clause has been activated by OzzyJack, which I think are a Croatian side. Is that right? Yeah, Croatian team. So could be leaving. And then Hafidi has had a bid, 125k from Randers of the Denmark League, so of the Danish League. So yeah, we're trying to loan out some of these backup keepers as well. Still working on that. El Boujoufi's actually injured today, so he's going to miss out, as is Luca Cooper, who's picked up a bit of a bad one. Griffiths, of course, still out, as is Epies, still going to be a little while for him to come back, but plenty of debuts. And we've got SK Rapid to start with. So this is the game we'll go. This is the team we're going with for the game. It's Harrison in goal. We've got Joel Drakes Thomas, the English right back. Well, we're trying to convert him to a right back. The wing back winger making his debut at right back. We've then got Dewar, Tolf, and then another Dewar. We've got King Dewar. So we've got P. Dewar, who I'm going to start calling Prince Dewar. So we've got Prince Dewar and King Dewar. King Dewar makes his debut after joining from PSV. I say debut in front of you lot. We've then got Osterberg and Gorman in midfield. We've then got Deli Thomas making his debut in front of the cameras on the right. Ibrahimov, Ronnie Moncur, and Tycho De Witt, who is actually more of a winger. But we're a little bit light in terms of strikers, so he is playing up front today. We'll see how we get on with that. We are just going to chuck this no name in the game goalkeeper on the bench. And then the bench, we've got Berman, Vucinovic, Persson, Boyerson, Mundell Smith, and then Scanlon and Hafidi. I said I can't speak today. So we've definitely got a bit of a job, but we'll just see how we get on. Obviously, the new signings, not great to just chuck them in. The good thing is as well, though, even if we do go out in this round, it's not the end of our European journey. We will, of course, go down into the Conference League, because that's kind of how it works. If you're not familiar in the European qualifications, obviously you start top level with the Champions League, then the Europa League, then the Conference League. And when you're doing the qualifications, if you get knocked out of one, you go down to the next. Now, obviously, back in the day, the group stage used to be the same, where if you finished third in your group of four, you would go down to the Europa League, for example. They got rid of that with the league phase, so it's only you get knocked down in the qualifiers. If you don't get through the league phase now, you are just out of the tournament, which I think I prefer, because a lot of the times the Europa League was just won by teams who just got knocked down from the Champions League, like Sevilla, Man United, Chelsea. These were just teams who've were just knocked out. So away from home in the opener, I mean, it looks like we're up against it a little bit. Both opting for a similar formation there with the 4-2-3-1, us with our familiar 4-2-2. But I would take a draw, especially no goals conceded in the first game. That would be brilliant. Ibrahimov with a really, really good chance to try and put us 1-0 up. And like I say, if we can take anything reasonable into the second leg, a goal either side or a draw, that would be huge for us. And thankfully, we've not really been absolutely battered, though. We do look slightly less comfortable on the ball than normal, because we are up against probably a team with better physicality and ability than we're used to. So we do need to be a little bit careful. But we are going to go change away from what we do. We don't train for it. We don't train with a back five. We don't train to be defensive. So it'd be really pointless just asking the players to do it when we don't play with this tactic. So we're going to play the way we always play. And we're going to live by the sword and die by the sword. And as it stands, potentially we might be dying by the sword. Rapid do go 1 goal up. But like I say, if we just keep it to 1 goal even 2 goals wouldn't be the end of the world. I think it would probably mean that we are out. But there's every chance we're going to go out here. I think these are pretty much, a fair bit bigger as a club than us. And like I say, we've got a lot of players who are still gelling, and that is lovely move from Rapid, but a great save from Harrison to turn it around. That was really unexpected. I thought that was going to be 2-0. We do seem to be a little bit under the cosh. We don't seem to be able to stay on the ball, really, which potentially is because we are missing our focal point up front in El Boujoufi. He should be back for the second leg, so we'll see how he gets on. But yeah, not really seen too much from the new boys, but it's a bit of a harsh game to expect them to just come into. But I think we will make a change at the half because we just seem to have a real lack of a focal point up front, and I think we need to change it around a little bit. But not long left in the first half, still only 1-0, but it looks like there is going to be a late highlight, and I hope not a second goal as Rapid get themselves forward. It's cleared. I don't know what's happening. I thought there was potentially a penalty on the cards there, but Harrison claims and kicks it out as it is. 1-0 down at the half. I think we have to be a little bit harsh and tell the boys that that's not good enough. I think Vit maybe not a striker, so we're going to move them around. We're going to give Mundell Smith a chance up front. He can play as a striker. We normally play him as a right winger, but we'll give him a go up front. Obviously, I think we are missing probably our main man. Actually, we're not going to do that because I've just realised how tired Ibrahimov is. So we're going to put DeVit out wide, and then we're just going to bring Mundell Smith on like that. So we get DeVit back in his natural position. Osterberg is going to come off for Hafidi as well. And we need to get, we've clearly ran a lot more than normal. We usually have a lot more of the ball than this. So we're up against it a little bit. And don't forget, we're also without Eppier as well, our best centre-half. So not great, but, not the worst. And it looks like DeVit's picked up a knock, which is not great. So we will, I guess we'll bring Scanlon on and move Thomas out onto the left, because Scanlon normally plays on the right. So we have trying players in different positions, things like that. But there you go. We've definitely got some tired legs out there. Thomas probably needs to come off at some point as well. Still only a goal down. More disappointing. I don't think I've seen anything from us to suggest we are going to get a goal back today. But you never know. If we keep it to 1-0 and then take that to the home leg, I'll be more than happy with that. That is enough for us to something to build on anyway. Something to try and get. At least we know we need to get a goal. And then we might as well just go attacking the same way we normally do. 70 minutes on the clock. Definitely been a quieter second half. We will make one more substitution in the attack. Boyerson, who has not featured all that much this season. He's definitely someone I'm looking at as could move on next year. But we obviously need a certain number of Swedes just to fill up the squad, just to fill up the bench, because obviously in the Europa League, not so much, or in Europe in general, not so much of an issue because you don't have to have those rules. It's just the squad registration rules, which we are well within it to that's so poor from Scanlon. I'm really struggling to get my words out today. I don't know why. Really poor from Scanlon. He's got to do better. And it's we've given away a penalty. It's really stupid. We didn't need to do it. Absolutely didn't need to do it. There was not that much danger. Harrison's already made one good save. Can he make it? 2 good saves. He can. It's 2-0 to Rapid. Again, not the end of the world. It doesn't mean we're definitely out. But it does mean our second leg job has become twice as difficult. 2-0 to Rapid Vienna. We don't look like we've got a goal in us. And like I said, we've got a lot of tired legs. We'll make a few final substitutions. We're going to bring Dura off for Vucinovic. Person. We're also going to bring Berman on. I think Drakes Thomas. Oh, we're not going to bring him on, actually. We're just going to make one change. Drakes Thomas has had a pretty difficult game, but I think everyone in the back line's had a difficult game today. They are obviously a decent side. And they have got another highlight. If they make it 3, I think it's fair to say our European, or at least our Europa League journey might be seeing the end. But it's just kicked out. Not really sure why we saw that highlight because nothing happened of any interest. I've only just realised Vucinovic Person's first name is Melvin. No one told me his name was Melvin. That is like top 5 dorkiest names ever, Melvin. There you go. No wonder he's rubbish. Anyway, Tolf plays it out to Drakes Thomas, who again, it is a bit of a pet project to try and make him into a right back. We may give up on it if he doesn't end up a little bit better, but it's very early doors. Scanlon clearly not that bothered about playing for us anymore because he's been really poor. But Mundell Smith's played through, and Errol Mundell Smith gets us one back very late on. Maybe we can make a striker out of him yet. 2-1 late doors, and that definitely makes our job in the second leg a lot more manageable. Well done for Mundell Smith and Hafidi for keeping it going. It's a 2-1 loss, but I said 1 goal either side I would be happy with, and we've done that. We've made ourselves proud. Clearly there's a gap to be had there. But yeah, not a bad result at all. Let's go to the second leg. So for the second leg, we've of course got a 1 goal deficit to overcome, and this is the team we're putting out there to hopefully try and do it. We've got Harrison in goal, back four of Drakes, Thomas, Dewar, Tolf, and the other Dewar, Osterberg and Gorman in midfield, and then we've got Ibragimov on the right. We're trying this out. Tycho DeWitt on the left, and then Mundell Smith and El Boujoufi up front. I'm actually going to swap them two around. So El Boujoufi back, our main goal scorer. And Mundell Smith, we're going to try him as a striker because Ronnie Moncur has been real poor this year, and that's why we're trying to move him on. And, well, not trying to move him on, but we've actually accepted a bid for him. So I think we had a bid from another team, but he ended up rejecting it. I think it was another team in our league. So 2-1 down at after the first leg, but of course, we're back at home. It looks like we're in potentially a different kind of stadium, though. It doesn't look like ours because we are, of course, in the midst of building a new stadium. We've got a new stadium on the cards, and our current one clearly is not fit for purpose for a Europa League fixture. I think there's a certain capacities and things like that you need to make. So hopefully we can get ourselves a decent result here. But an early goal conceded would definitely not help with that cause. It's well cleared though. Tolf comes out to close down, and he doesn't manage to do that. It's easy for their player to get back, chopping and turning. It's a really good goal from Kevin Cole. A goal from Cole. He puts it in. It's Rapid Vienna 1. Bergenstedt 0. Not a great start. Obviously, we give ourselves an even bigger job now. But this gives us a good opportunity to see where we are in terms of, obviously, once we do start to look for other jobs after this season, provided we do leave the club at the end of the season, which is where my mind's at the minute. I want to see how we get on, but it looks like, at the very least, our Europa League journey could be over today, unless we can, start to cook and get ourselves a goal back at least, just to get the momentum back in our way. We're moving the ball well around their box, but really struggling to get any sort of penetration all the way back to the centre halves, which is not ideal. Tolf out to King Dewar, who plays a lovely ball over the top to Tycho DeWitt, who squares it to Mundell Smith, and it's 2-2 for Mundell Smith as a striker. I think he's a striker. I think we've been playing him out wide, and he's actually should be a player up front. Errol Mundell Smith. Well, I was thinking about maybe we move him on as well now we've got all these new wingers in, but that's really good from him, and great work from Tycho DeWitt as well, just to get the ball in. Good ball from Dewar as well at the back, so that was really a really good goal. 1-1 on the night, still a chance for us to get ourselves back into this fixture. 3-2 on aggregate. We'll see how it goes. Ball launched up from Rapid Vienna. A job for Tolf, who does really well, down to Osterberg, all the way back to the other Dewar, who plays it out to Ibragimov. We'll see how he gets on playing on the right, because he's been brilliant. He's been one of our best players on the left-hand side. That's a great ball over to El Boujoufi, and he knows where the back of the net is. It's Adnan El Boujoufi. He makes it 3-3 in this competition, and all of a sudden it's level. It's 3-3 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. One more goal and we're ahead, and as it stands, we will be going to extra time. Obviously, there's no away goal ruling anymore with that sort of stuff. I don't know if there is in the qualifiers though, but either way, it was 2-1 either side. So at the minute, it wouldn't really matter. But as it stands, we've got ourselves back at the game. Really wasn't expecting it after the first goal going in, but there we go. Both strikers contributing. I think we've found our new front two, Mundell Smith and Boujoufi. I think Moncur is going to lose his place, and then both wingers providing assists. You love to see it. I mean, we love El Boujoufi. Ibragimov has also signed a new deal as well, so he's going to stay at the club with his release clause. I think it's just been increased into the 3 million mark, so that's a good deal. And then James Scanlon actually rejected the offer from OzzyJet, so he's not going to go to the Croatian side. I was happy to let him go in the end because it's quite a big deal. But, oh my God, El Boujoufi through! Oh, the one time he doesn't put it in the back of the net. The one time. Still 2-1, still 3-3 on Ag. But that was a brilliant opportunity for Boujoufi to put us a goal ahead. But yeah, I wouldn't have been bothered if Scanlon left. He's not first choice anymore, and that would have been a big transfer for him. But happy enough that he's staying as well. Obviously, we can use him as a centre mid. We can also use him as a winger. Oh my word, that is honking goalkeeping. Joel Drakes Thomas gets his first goal for the club. I can't believe he's let that in. It's 3-1 on the night, 4-3 on aggregate, and that's why I like to play the home leg second, because you never know. You never quite know. We looked miles off it in the first leg, and now we score at home. We're just a very good side at home. And as it stands, we are going through to the third qualifying round of the Europa League, our Europa League dream. Our journey is not over just yet. Tycho de Witt played forward. Mate, we're cooking. It's a chance. Mundell Smith brought down. No penalty given. I mean, looked like he was brought down from behind without the ball, but the ball did go flying out for a throw-in, so maybe it was just a bit of a strong one. But we really, really looked like we were going to get a second goal there. I mean, their goalkeeper not having a good game at all. And Drakes Thomas, who I said, bit of a pet project to see how we can get him, whether we can get him playing as a right back. Seems to be doing pretty well. Couple tired legs there, out there at the minute, but we haven't got long left. We will take them off at some point, and that point is going to be now. Hafidi's going to come on, still under a bid, hasn't accepted one either way, but he's still at the club, so he's going to come on. Tycho de Witt's going to come off for Deli Thomas, and then Ibrahimov is going to come off for Scanlon. Perhaps a little bit more of a defensive winger is Scanlon as well, because he's basically a number 10 who we're playing on the wing, but he's capable of doing both. He's very versatile. Can also play right back in a pinch as well, so definitely a good player. But yeah, we do seem to be improving, and I think the new signings have definitely closed the gap between us and these kind of teams. But yeah, still 3-1 in the night, 4-3 on aggregate, and we have somehow had a hell of a second leg. 3-1 on the night, 4-3 on aggregate. We're through to the third round. I really wasn't expecting it. We have done so well through to the third round. Who have we got next? That's the other question, because I didn't even look to see who we had in the third leg, in the third round. But there we go. We get some more money in the club. Obviously, a big amount of money from gate receipts as well. So the club balance is up to a nice $500,000. And let's see who we're playing next. We're going to be playing Panathinaikos of the Greek league. So definitely another tough one there. They're 9th in the league ranking. So again, quite a difficult one. But even if we lose that then puts us into the Conference League playoffs. So we've got a really good chance of making some form of league phase, which if we do, we'll have to sign another year's deal. We can't leave the club without seeing out the European journey. But we'll take that a game at a time. We've got Panathinaikos next. Of course, we're coming back for that. We're going to play the home and away leg. We'll do this one game off camera. We'll come back for that. We'll do the Malby game off camera as well. But yeah, the European journey continues. Panathinaikos next. Should be great. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Euro Journeyman. And I'll see you all for more very soon.